Training of sales force. Sales training as a crucial investment to the organization. Most organizations need sales training of some type, perhaps because of the inadequacies of the current training programs, or and because new salespeople have joined the organization. So thus, an ongoing need exists to conduct sales training to improve sales performance. So the sales training is the effort an employer puts forth to provide a salespeople job related cultures, skills, knowledge, and attitudes that should result in improved performance in the selling environment. So basically, sales training is designed to change or reinforce a behavior that makes salespeople more efficiently achieve their job goals. Salespeople are trained to perform activities they would not normally undertake. In addition, training is used to be reinforced currently a successful sales practice. So the goal of building successful sales culture in the changing global environment places new demands on training departments and requires organization to develop innovative and comprehensive approaches that extend beyond geographic and time limitations. The purpose, we can say that of the sales training is companies are interested in training primarily to increase sales productivity and profits of the organization. So managing the sales training process is like the sales training process is depicted as a six interrelated steps. First one is assess training needs, set training objectives, evaluate training alternatives, design the sales training program, perform sales training, conduct follow-up and evaluation. So the first one is assess training needs. The purpose of sales training needs assessment is to compare the specific performance related skills, attitudes, perceptions, and behaviors that are required for sales force success with state of the readiness of the sales force, decline in sales volume, rising expenses, or perhaps low morale. A needs assessment requires that a sales manager consider the training appropriate for the both sales trainee and regular sales people. So the big problem here is that does HR or the sales manager know precisely what to look for when conducting the need assessment? So this requires to following the sequence. Sequence is like identify the requirements of the position, that is job description, determine the difference between performance objectives and results evaluations, determine why a difference exists, revise the training programs if needed, develop training objectives, conduct the training program, evaluate the training program, and revise the training program if needed. So methods of need assessments are proactive approaches to determine the sales training needs, include a Salesforce audit, a performance testing, observation, a Salesforce survey or a customer survey, and a job analysis. So Salesforce audit is a systematic or a diagnostic prescriptive tool which can be employed on a period basis to identify and address sales department problems. And to prevent or reduce the impact of future problems, the Salesforce audit involves an appraisal of all the Salesforce activities and the environment in which the Salesforce operates. So is the training program is adequate in a light of objectives and resources? Does the training program need a revision, or is an ongoing training program available for senior salespeople? Does the training program positively contribute to the socialization of sales training? So next step is in the need assessment is performance testing. Some firms use performance testing to help determine training needs. This method specifies the evaluation of the particular task or skills of the sales force. For example, salespeople may be given periodic examinations on the product knowledge to check retention rates and uncover areas of retraining. select training objectives. Having assessed the needs for sales training, the sales manager moves to the next step in sales training process of setting training objectives. So objectives vary from one company to another. However, one or more of the following are included. So like increase sales profit, create positive attitudes and improve sales morale, assist sales for socialization, reduce role conflict and ambiguity, introduce new products, market and promotional programs, develop salespeople for future management positions. Third step is evaluate training alternatives. In third step of the sales training process, the sales manager considered various approaches for accomplishing the objectives of the training. As the technology is evolving, hence the alternatives are also wide. The evaluation of alternatives for training inevitably lead to three questions. That first, who will conduct training, internal and external trainer. Second, location of the training. And third, which method and media are best suited for conducting the training. So the evaluation alternatives for training inevitably leads. So not having the resources in-house needed an external source, but the company had a very little to show by a way of improved productivity from previous sales training. The tendency was to blame the trainer. So the second question deals with the location of the training. So like that was easy, like where we have to give the training. The third question is which method and media are the best for the conducting the training. With 80% of the top performing sales organization using behavioral simulations effectively, could she find someone who was really good at using this method? So how about distance learning? So like here, there is a raging debate about the effectiveness. So selecting sales trainer, internal trainers are sales managers, outside trainers are used for new ideas and methods. Selecting training location, most sales training is conducted in home, a regional or field office of the sales organization. Manufacturing points are also popular training locations, and some companies use non-company sites such as hotels, conference centers. Video conferencing is helping the cause, as well as a centralized training location. Selecting sales training methods, a variety of methods can be selected to fit the training situation. That can be classroom training, on-the-job training, behavioral simulations, business games, case studies, or observation training. Selecting sales training media. The fourth step is design the sales training program. The fourth step is the sales training process is a culmination of condensation of the first three steps. The sales manager now commits resources to the training to be accomplished. At this point, sales managers may have to seek the budget approval. So working towards a selected objectives based on needs assessment and having evaluated training alternatives, the HR and the sales manager now commit resources to the training. So in this step of designing the training program, the necessary responses to what, when, where, and how questions are finalized. Perform sales training. The fifth step is the process. Actually performing the training may take only a fraction of the time required by the previous steps. Primary responsibility of the sales manager is to monitor the progress of the trainee and to ensure adequate presentation of the training topics. As the training is being conducted, the sales manager's primary responsibility is to monitor the progress and trainees to ensure the adequate presentations and the training topics. So in particularly, sales managers should assess the clarity of training materials. So it also recommends that some assessment of the trainees' continuing motivation to learn be made. Feedback from the trainees may be solicited to on everything. from effectiveness of external trainers to adequacy of the physical training site. These things are to be considered. Conduct follow-up and evaluation. The sixth and final step is to measure the effectiveness of a sales training, assess the salespeople level of knowledge after the training, and take step further for additional training if required. Changing technologies, incurring additional training of a new technology learning.